automation lead to significant job losses in the finance sector. And we are pleased to have two distinguished speakers who will present balanced and insightful perspectives on the subject. Ayushi Agarwal, speaking for the motion, bringing forward arguments on how automation may threaten traditional roles in finance. Khushi Kapoor, speaking against the motion, exploring how automation might transform jobs and generate new opportunities. So kindly join me in welcoming Ayushi and Khushi with a huge round of applause.
All right. I want to quickly begin by asking you all to close your eyes for a while. I insist, sir, please. Close your eyes and picture this. You are imagining yourself climbing a ladder. What is the first thing that comes to your mind, ladies and gentlemen? The steps, right? Now imagine if I remove those very steps and ask you to jump straight to the top and tell you this is an opportunity for growth. Sounds absurd, right? It's time to open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, because today, this is exactly what side opposition is selling to us. A very pleasant afternoon to one and all present here. This is Ayushi Agarwal, and I stand here firmly for the motion of the House, which believes that automation will lead to significant job losses in the finance sector. First things first, let's get this thing very clear. Finance is not a luxury sector, it's a livelihood sector. A 57-year-old bookkeeper does not maintain trial balances because it is his passion project. He does it because it is his bread and butter. We might romanticize automation as a sunrise, but for millions, I repeat, for millions, it is a sunset. It is a sunset on security, stability, and survival. Next, let us take a moment to remember where we stand today. We are not sitting in Tokyo. We are not sitting in New York. We are sitting in India, a country that flexes labor as its backbone. While I and you may have the privilege to stand here and talk about becoming analysts and consultants, ladies and gentlemen, there are homes in villages in India where bulb is lit only because one person knows how to use a basic calculator, one person knows how to use a computer. That is the only skill that they have. And now we are expecting them to upskill like we are living in some Sandeep Maheshwari podcast. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is the real world, and automation won't create a better world. What it will create is a wider gap in the world. The rich becomes richer and the poor becomes poorer. Finally, allow me to say this. That automation was created with the very purpose of eliminating jobs that are systematic, repetitive, and defined. Jobs in finance like bookkeeping, data entry, invoicing, vouching, that is literally half the industry. So if you're taking away that from the industry and you're saying that it will not create two job losses, I am scared. Are we debating about automation, or do we need to debate about the definition of significant again? Finally, they say automation will create a better future. I am sure it will. But if we destroy the very people that our future is for, then whom are we creating the future for? We are replacing humans with machines and then expecting humans to become machines. It is funny how people choose to defend this topic today, because tomorrow, when the system turns its back on you, don't play the victim. क्योंकि आज जो आग लगा रहे हो तुम दूसरों के आंगन में, कल वही चिंगारियां जलेगी तुम्हारे रोजगार के दामन में. Thank you.
If I may, artificial intelligence and automation might be powerful tools, but they are here to assist and augment the human judgment and not substitute it. And these are not my words, but those of Christine Lagarde, the former managing director of IMF. But I do agree with her, and therefore, respected jury, I, Khushi Kapoor, strongly stand against the motion. Not because I underestimate technology, but I am here to defend the enduring value of the human expertise. Take a look at the finance sector. Automation demands a skepticism. Taxation needs interpretation. And investment banking, it runs on trust. Forensic accounting requires judgment. And investment planning, it takes our emotional intelligence. So do we, the future chartered accountants, the keepers of compliance, the very soul of finance, do we believe that our role is so mechanic that automation could take our jobs? I mean, let's be realistic. And the reality is what our own institute has said. Automation is a helping hand. It will empower us professionals to dive deeper into complex data, take smarter decisions, and actually bring value to the enterprise. They'll tell you that machines are coming for your jobs. But what does the World Economic Forum tell us? That automation will actually pave the way for 170 million entirely new roles by 2030. Take the Walters Global Job Index. The vacancy in financial services have already risen by 11% in just the last year. The most desired roles, data analytics, fintech specialist, cybersecurity expert. And I understand the demand is growing towards the professionals who not only speak the language of finance, but also understand the language of technology. This is called job transformation and not job loss. As IMF quotes it, that in automation, finance automation can never destroy jobs. The maximum it can do is change what people are doing at the jobs. And I understand it might make the clerks, the junior accountants feel vulnerable, that maybe they won't be able to adapt, but that's completely a false alarm. If anything, they'll benefit the most. They'll become highly skilled and better paid. And what's a better example than our country, India? According to NASSCOM, India's fintech sector already employs 1.2 million people. And this number is expected to grow at a rate of 20 to 25%. We have one of the largest entry-level workforce. And yet, we are not seeing any significant job losses in finance. Do you know why? Because India has embraced automation as a tool for upskilling itself. And the world is not far behind. Large corporations, global universities, the world is entirely gearing up for a smooth transition where humans complement automation. As Sundar Pichai wisely said, fire did not make us humans obsolete. It made us more powerful once we learned how to control it. And so will automation once we learn how to use it. With that, I rest my case. Thank you. All right, Ayushi, may I ask you a question? There's one thing that you mentioned in your speech, that this is not Tokyo, this is India. And I would like to emphasize on it. This is not Tokyo, this is India, which is being known for its remarkable digital transformation as of now. If I may use one sentence in Hindi, people were saying कि क्या सब्जी वाले UPI का कोड लगा के बैठेंगे? And yes, that's happening in our country. For so long, we have been the #1 IT services exporter. Our people are actually skilled. RSM US, one of the largest accounting firms in the world, has planned to double its Indian workforce by 2027. Do you know why? They claim that we are the largest tech-enabled and, in fact, knowledge-intensive workforce.
Ma'am, when we stand here in air-conditioned halls and talk about us getting employed in IT industry, ma'am, your speech started with saying that there are 80% entry-level finance jobs where Indians are employed.
I did not make that statement.
There are 80% entry-level finance jobs where Indians are employed. And if we talk about that, ma'am, you and I have privilege to talk about.
According to the Ministry of Finance in 2002, the total size of India's financial sector market is projected to grow at a rate of 12 to 15% per annum.
Ma'am,
we are not facing any financial job loss.
Ma'am, how much growth that the new roles that you're expecting in the finance?
I'll tell you how much.
Ma'am, listen to my question.
The BOS operations.
Ma'am, the question here is how many people that are getting displaced at the current moment will be employed at the new jobs that your finance is creating?
According to the World Economic Forum, automation will impose a net gain of 78 million jobs.
Ma'am, automation,
when there's a net gain, when a technology arrives, think about when ATM arrives in our world. Everybody was so afraid that bank tellers' jobs are going to be vanished. What actually happened? MIT economist James Basin has quoted that actually 50% decrease was there in bank tellers at per ATM. But overall, the branches of the banks increased 50%, including those in rural areas, and therefore providing the people of rural India jobs in that banks.
Ma'am, how many of us here know what a teller is? How many of us here know what a teller is?
Person at a bank.
Ma'am, our audience does not even know what a teller is today. That is what automated teller machines did to India. The whole generation does not know what a teller is today.
Do you guys know the full form of ATM?
Automated teller machine. That is exactly what automation did to tellers. They did not.
And I'll tell you
they did not lose a job. They removed it, replaced it, and made it irrelevant.
Ma'am, just raising your voice won't improve your point. I'll tell you what automation did. The job of tellers Those tellers actually became your loan advisors. Those tellers actually became the customer
Ma'am, that
relationship
requires
management.
upskilling. Ma'am, that requires
That is
upskilling.
That
How do we
that is-
finance upskilling
I'll
in
tell
a
you
country
how.
like
I'll
India?
tell you how. Thanks to technology, we have so many online learning education
Ma'am,
platforms.
net nahi
Coursera,
aata hai villages
Udemy.
mein.
I
How
am
do you
sorry.
expect-
Our country, India, has the cheapest mobile data in the world thanks to technological advancement that our country's democratic politics has brought inside. Our country is actually an example of how automation can be brought to rural areas without dominating any other person. India's digital India movement, skill India
Ma'am,
movement.
privilege
Our
in
national
India,
skill
ma'am,
development centers.
privilege in India is not an access, it's a barrier because, ma'am, we have the
Barrier.
privilege.
Barrier.
Ma'am, that
All
is
right.
what I said in my speech. It makes
And
the
reply
rich
to you.
richer and the poor poorer. Because we
According
are
to-
sitting here and we have the privilege to talk about it.
According to WEF and JP Morgan's latest report released in March 2025, there is actually a 56% increase of wages in the sectors where automation has dominated.
Thank you.
My question is for Ayushi. I think you must heard about the DBT. DBT, Direct Bank. What is the contribution of DBT?
So direct bank transfer.
What is that?
So I'm not sure. So is it like having the ability to transfer money directly through bank,
How that is happening?
the banking channels? That is the online banking.
Automation of the process.
Yes, sir.
What is the contribution of DBT in the economy?
So DBT actually, so it does remove the basic level job that we went to banks for initially.
And what is the contribution of DBT in the economy?
Sorry.
What is the contribution of using the technology to transfer the money directly to the
So
people?
it's making us, it's giving us easier access to.
Apart from that,
Apart from that, it's making life easier for us.
automation.
Yes, sir.
This is what she is accepting.
So it's making life easier for us. We have internet at homes and we are privileged enough to access it, but it is not making life easier for every villager, every Indian, because India is at the end of the day still a labor intensive country and people are still working here for earning food and money.
But at the same time, we are also creating more jobs in the field of financial, like financial analyst, business analyst. What's about those jobs?
So those jobs will require skills, and in today's era, we have people who are middle aged.
Are we expecting jobs without any skill?
No, so in India, the jobs that are already existing are existing at a very basic level. That is, people do bookkeeping, data entry, reconciliations, vouchers, and that is how they earn their bread and butter. And today, we cannot expect them to turn into analysts and data engineer scientists in a day's time. That is my point.
It was a very good, insight from both of you. I really appreciate. My question goes to Ayushi. I think after COVID, the India has picked up technologically too much. I mean, the way you have expressed, we can't expect this from our citizens because after our Honorable PM Modi's in this digital India, I think every vendor is using the technology. So your perception towards the Indian citizen was, I think, a little unexpected. Don't you think so? Technology should, when we are trying to be the third largest economy of the world, our citizens are definitely scaling up, and government institutions and the private institutions are helping up them in skilling. Don't you think so?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. As Indians, we are evolving right now. So we are currently in the phase where we are evolving. We haven't completely evolved. So everyone is trying to cope up with the technology that we are being put into. So our topic today is automation will lead to job losses. And ma'am, the day we completely adapt the technology that we are being exposed to, it will lead to
The
job
same
loss. That we are-
perception was there when ChatGPT was coming,
Yes, ma'am.
and the people were talking about that we will lose the job. But I think it refined, enhance your skills instead of losing, because we cannot 100% rely on manpower. You have to upskill them with the technologies and the new upcoming inventions, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, today, all the jobs that require candidates, ma'am, the most common skill that companies require from candidates is that they should be able to use AI. Ma'am, if we search on LinkedIn, AI will get us more jobs. If I search my job as a CA, they'll not give me more jobs. If I search my job for an AI expert, they'll give me more jobs. That is what AI is doing. To get jobs now, I have to cope up myself with ChatGPT, with AI. So I have to keep myself updated.
But see, I think everybody flows with the trend,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So, what I have, according to my knowledge, what I have the insight is the STEM students after the US, India is the next country. Do you know STEM students, the students with more PCM subjects and bio subjects. So I think India is scaling up in technology. It was a good, I mean, from your side, you were against the topic, right? For favor. So it was a good initiative that you are in the favor, but then I think it was a little, we were like still putting up a question on our skill, or, when you said it's evolving or in the stage of evolution, I think the way India is, making a mark in the world is a really appreciable step.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. But when AI comes into our jobs, it will assist us. And ma'am, our jobs will get reduced. Ma'am, I'm not talking about the number of jobs lost. I'm talking about the job work that is lost. So if I can explain this to you, if we are doing 100% job today and AI comes into our jobs and it reduces our job to 50%, our workload gets reduced. My company will not pay me for the same amount for working 50%. Either it will remove me or it will ask me to upskill myself. So, ma'am, that is where India is not currently ready for. India is not 100% ready for either completely upskilling or letting go of their jobs, because we will not be paid full amount for working 50% if AI does half of our job.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, damn. Those heated arguments made us feel that we are sitting in an actual battlefield. So thank you, Khushi, and thank you, Ayushi. After those rather stimulating arguments, I am delighted to welcome you to a debate on a topic that lies at heart of economic.
So, Khushi, can you elaborate on this, that automation can replace the tax preparation? Automation of a particular thing can replace the tax preparation, or you need a human expert to analyze that?
Sorry, sir, I didn't catch it.
You need a human expert or a mind of a chartered accountant to analyze and prepare those taxes, or automation can do it itself?
Thank you for the question, sir. Sir, I would like to start by quoting our BOS Operation Chairman Rohit sir itself. He right now said on the podium that skill is the new reality. And learning how to integrate artificial intelligence and automation will enhance our productivity. While auditors had to go through a sample size of data and they had to give opinion on that, opinions were also not up to the mark and they had to spend so much time doing that. Now what the auditors are doing, they're able to scan millions of documents through automation within seconds, and they're actually able to spend more time on advisory and analysis of the same. That's the same in tax preparation itself. When a person wants to get advice on how to file my taxes or where should I invest, I'm pretty sure the person would not want to go to a robo-advisor. That's why HDFC, Kotak, ICICI introduced robo-advisors, but they had to integrate and reintroduce the human advisors back because there was millions of backlash from the people. When COVID-19 hit, automation was not able to apprehend the market volatility. And that's why people really wanted the personalized advice of a human. ChatGPT cannot understand what a person is going through, the risk capabilities of the person, or how far the person is going to, how far the person is interested in that. If a person has to invest only 4,000 to 5,000, it's a small investor, it can actually go to a robo-advisor facility from HDFC and then get personalized advice on it from the same. So it reduces the work of the advisor or a tax integrator, but it can never replace us. It can never. Thank you.